Hi. Hello. I'm going to see if I can make my screen a little bit bigger. Well, hello. Hi, everybody. Oh, I gotta hop over and put in my coat. All together. Be right back. I know. Good enough. let the song end and begin. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. Hi, everybody. Just a second here. Oh, gosh. Kittens like the music. There's one here. There's one down there. Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? I know I always fuss with my hair when I get in here. I just can't help it. It's growing out. My feathers are already growing out. Hi, everyone. So, a lot of us watched Jimmy Williams, right? He must be driving home, or maybe he's probably, well, I don't know. He said he was going to be home around 9 p.m. That's 6 o'clock my time. But, you know, he might have hung out or gotten a bite to eat, or maybe the lines were longer because of all the tryouts. So he's probably going to be home pretty soon. Or maybe he's already home. I haven't checked Facebook. How is everybody? Hi, Justice Jane, Mary Jane Doe, Deb E, Bandana, LJ, 3 Dot Dave, Destiny Rose. Hope you're doing well, all of you. Destiny's baby is due in 1 week now, right? Was it 8 days yesterday or 8 days the day before? Anyway, yeah, you're on the road, 3 Dot. You'll be listening. Thank you. Thank you. You're all such great supporters. I'm only like 36 or something away from 1,000. Oh my gosh, this is so intense. All right. So, yeah, hit the like, subscribe if you'd like to. So, you know, I did 2 days worth, not even 3, of missing persons, and I will go back to it. I think it's important, but I think I need to mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So, today's Friday. I think I'll do different things this weekend, and then maybe starting on Monday, do a little more, you know, some missing people. It's, I don't know. If I was missing, I'd want everyone to keep looking. You know, I've gone as far as told my daughter, well, mostly my daughter, you know, because she's a female. And I mean, men and boys get abducted too, but she's younger than my son too. But I'm like, if anything ever happens to you, I said, I'm not trying to scare you, but if anything ever happens to you, I'll never stop looking for you. You know, because sometimes people out there, if they're being held against their will for weeks or months, like some of these people out here, like that blonde gal, that young gal who was found in her 20s, is it Gerard or something? She had a child, or more than one. Was it 3, you guys? I mean, I'm just talking off the top of my head, so I'm not planned with details with that, but she was found like 20 years later, and how, I don't even remember how that came about. But she was being held against her will by some man, and she was abducted when she was pretty young. Hi, Angie. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Young, pretty blonde gal. I think she was like 11 or 12, you guys, when she was abducted, and this creep. It's a miracle she's alive. She's done interviews. For all I know, she could have a book out there. Yeah. But Gerard or something is like, seems familiar to me. Okay, my sound's good, I'm assuming. So this is 20 chilling cases. Hi, Running Bear. Oh, wow. Wow, really, Running Bear? They located 13 kids. So was it sex trafficking? Maybe you could tell us what you know about that, cuz I mean, I can't hear that and just start this. Like, that's incredible. And then, they say, a lot of people say Tennessee is part of is it the hub? Atlanta, Tennessee, all that running all the way up like the coast up to New York. That's This stuff's really scary. When I first heard about sex trafficking, there was a little story in like North Dakota, of a woman that went through it, young woman. And but I have a friend here. I do. Both of her both of her children were sex trafficked. I won't say names, but they were. It all pointed to that. Everything from the marks around their ankles to their wrists to the tape she put under the couch seats, and what both of us heard. Um, she went to the police. They said, unless you have any proof, there's nothing we can do. They would wait until she would leave the house, you guys. Not kidding. And she lives, I don't think she's there anymore, but for a good 5, 6 years, she was up on a hill here on the outskirts of town, like in a different part of the county where there was a real drug problem. And I mean, her kids were like anyone else, happy go lucky and whatever, but children become a product of their environment. They just do. And, I've said these things before, but we went over pounding on the door, pounding, 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 and there were all these fancy vehicles, like brand new, fancy, big black trucks with this incredible rim. And it was a Russian family that lived there. Nothing against Russians. I'm not trying to pick people apart. Hi, Mark Klein. Thank you. Thank you for the tulip. JC Duggard. What was I saying? Rugger or something? That's it. JC Duggard. Yeah, look up her story, you guys. It's I should look it up. My memory needs to be refreshed on the details, like how she was found even. But my friend, that I saw at AA, we were best friends. We went to the beach. We did everything together. Just the thing is, though, unless you know about it and you've heard about it, you don't know what signs to look for, you guys. You don't. I mean, in hindsight, we're like piecing things together, but it was so intense, you guys, that the father of these girls basically, it just sounds too crazy. You guys won't believe it probably, but I saw him. Now, I don't know what their real dad looked like, but she had such a drug issue in the past and everything. Her mind was pretty fried, and she was, sober for a good 3 years at one point and during this time. But the guy that got off the plane to see the girls, we pretty much found out later on, he wasn't even their dad. Like, is that just creepy or what? You guys, I've seen some stuff. I've heard some stuff. And, I'm just going to say it right here. Drenched panties, put in a bag. I mean, I didn't want these guys that were perpetrating her daughter when she would leave the house. We're talking breaking down doors and everything, you guys, their bedroom doors. I saw things firsthand. Now, if I had known how incredibly scary all this stuff can get, I don't think I could have even have been her friend during that time. because I would have been putting myself in harm's way. I went up on that mountain one time, not even knowing what it was really all about. You couldn't pay me thousands of dollars to go up there. It's horrifying. And that's probably the most that I learned about, you know, heavy drug use of METH and HEROIN. And when you're letting known pedophiles violate you for drugs, you have beyond a damn problem. And I had to, for my own, not safety, but sanity, just let her go and her situation. You know, her girls are older now, but I had to. For one, she was in and out of AA. You either want it or you don't. You either want to be sober or you don't, you know? And, I let the mother stay here a couple of weeks. She wanted to stay longer. And I could have gotten in trouble for even the 2 weeks. You have to let the office know everything. So it was really scary, you guys, really, really scary. And it all started one night. For people that haven't heard this story, she lived here with her daughters in an apartment over there, like through all these other apartments I'm at in the same complex. And some African American guys jumped on the hood of her car, and she stopped and got out, right, and got all upset. And then when she did that, and it wasn't late, like 9:30, I was here that night. She asked me, like, where were you? What were you doing? I didn't hear anything. But they grabbed her daughter out and ran in the bushes and hid. And then when the cops came, they told her to say that she was not her real name, but another name. She was under 18. Like, and they took off with her. And it started from there. And it also started at a beach down here with the other one. Her other daughter thought she was being rescued from a group of girls from high school that were trying to fight her. And some, good-looking Russian guy comes out. They became boyfriend, girlfriend, right? Him and his dad made her walk and made her do all kinds of things. Not instantly, right? It's never right away. But it was all a flippin' setup. So they can get your child by any means they want to. I was petrified to let my daughter, even at the age of 18, go to that beach alone. She never has. She met some girlfriends, on a bus just a few blocks away. And they hung out there and they were fine. But, you've got predators and people looking to sell your child. Start out with a little beer, right? Hang out, party, whatever. And they have lots of money. Some of these Russian families in this town have lots of money. Jet skis and a mansion and all this stuff. And it's all for luring and sex trafficking. It's sickening, you guys. It's really damn scary. And this is another reason I'm so hooked on crime, and another reason I'm so damn scared, because when these girls were younger, we had birthday parties. They were young, 11, 12, 13, and I'm there with my kids and we're celebrating, not knowing what kind of future they're going to have. And the thing is, you guys, they never spoke. How does a child not tell her mother what's going on, or anyone else? for 4 years. Nothing. I told her, I said, before they turn 18, you have to get them into counseling. And if they sit there with their hoods up in their hat and they're like this and they're not going to talk, so be it. Eventually they might crack. Bring them every week or whatever. Bring them because it was free. She didn't do it. It's just incredible. Yeah, always have a guy around. Well, one you think you can trust. I mean, I met this guy. I met this guy at the park. The one that rescued her at the beach. I mean, the mother and I were making such a scene at the door at 1:00 in the afternoon. Okay, think about it. There's all these fancy cars and it's completely quiet inside. And all the blinds were down with black curtains. I kid you not. I think I was kicking the door. I think I kept kicking and kicking and kicking. I was trying to piss someone off so they'd open the door and we could say, is such and such here, to let them know we're aware of what you're doing with her inside there. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, groomed her. Exactly, Running Bear. So I'm going to get off talking about that. I hope the mother's sober today. I hope her kids are okay. I'm sure they've been scarred for life, to say the least. And yeah, 3 dot. Yeah, no, I mean, I said it like that because a young girl shouldn't have things like that hanging around. And not only that, they were like Victoria's Secret and other more whatever. And she found them, the mom, in her room. And she's like, I didn't buy these. Who's buying this stuff for her? And then she's asking me, and we're both like, we're like, this is awful. This isn't good. Cops didn't do anything. You guys, I'm not even in Seattle. I'm 2 hours from it. I showed my cup. Now everyone knows where I am. I don't really care. I've said it before. You know? So yeah. Anyway. Hi, Kiki and Lily show. Hi, Jean Warren. Did I miss anyone else? I said Angie Gibson, right? Hi, Angie. Stardust. Hi, everyone. I'm going to put this on mute really quick, you guys, and warm up my coffee and play the little tunes. So you have something to hear that I was playing before. Well, I'll play one before it, so you've got a little change. I haven't heard these. I just ran through and picked them, so I have no clue, what they are. The one earlier was called For Time to Disappear. All right. This one is George's Lament. I don't know if it's funky, slow, what, but here it is. I'm going to warm up my coffee and I'll be right back. You're not too bored. Okay. Wait, do you want to go out or in? Uh-oh. Out? All right. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out through that. Hi, Truth Seeker. Hello, everybody. Hi, Mary Jane. Stitching, bitching, and true crime. That's really funny. Anyone that has a channel, go ahead and put your link in or type it in or whatever. Hi, Donna McCain. Sweet Misery. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I drink this. I bought for creamer. I bought it's called sweet cream. So it's not the vanilla taste, but it's a sweet creamy taste. It's really pretty good. I had it at a friend's. Do you know that I never had coffee till I was 40? Yeah. That's when I first had a little coffee, and then when I was 48, started going to AA. I started having a cup every day at the hall down the street. All right, you guys. Wait, so back to was it LJ who said, well, anyway, apparently 13 people, I think it said children, were rescued in Tennessee. And now caramel's good. Yeah, you know what's good too? Peppermint. It's good. I splurged with my food stamps and bought cinnamon sticks. I should have one in here right now and see what it's like. Nah, I'll do it next time. I don't want to leave you guys again. So anyway, so we were I was talking a little bit about sex trafficking and what my friend and her daughters personally went through. Love vanilla bean. Yeah. Irish, what is it? Now, hazelnut. Hazelnut's good too. All right, you guys. Yeah, whoever has a channel, even if I don't really know you, it doesn't matter. I mean, that well, just put it in. Good deal. So this is 20 chilling, 36 minutes in. 20 chilling cases of patricide and matricide from history. So, it's not recent. I don't even know for sure if it's America or not. And this was written in 2018. All right. Whilst, the first word is whilst, Murder, I spell that word so I don't get in trouble, is a terrible and evil crime in itself. The killing of a close relative resides even deeper within the levels of Dante's hell. Among such violent assaults, patricide and matricide remain perhaps the worst of all: the killing of the very people who brought you into the world, protected you in infancy, and raised you into adulthood. Despite the horrific and condemned nature of the crime, history is littered with incidents of such MURD by sons and daughters. Wow, that's awful. Even way back in the day, huh? So here are 20 of history's most interesting cases of patricide, which would be killing your father, or matricide, your mother. Sure, you guys all figured that out. Ranging from ancient to modern and chilling to sympathetic in motivation or justification. Sympathetic? Who could be sympathetic to this stuff? I mean, is that really what I'm hearing? Okay, way back this one. I'm back. Sorry, couldn't do the music. Yeah, that one was extremely mellow. Just think of it as an intermission song. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are all here with me. Thank you. Okay, so this is about King Bimbisara of Magadha. Was killed, I'll just say killed instead of the MURD spelling it every time, was killed by his son and successor, Ajatashatru, who was later himself killed by his son and successor of Udayabhadra. Oh, it's kind of fun to learn these words sometimes. This is back in 558 BCE. Okay, that's not even BCC, that's BCE. Was a member of the Haryanka dynasty, Bimbisara, and he ruled the Magadha kingdom of modern-day India, reigning as king from 543 to 492 BCE. During his reign, the kingdom expanded considerably, including successful annexation of the neighboring kingdom of Anga, and was celebrated for its cultural accomplishments. Bimbisara was also a close personal friend and protector of Siddhartha Gautama, also known as the Buddha, and according to legend, enjoyed as many as 500 wives. Yeah, I'm sure he enjoyed himself tremendously with 500 wives. Good grief, you guys. Okay, I've never heard of such a thing. Have you? I know. This is like crazy. In the year 492 BCE, Bimbisara was overthrown and imprisoned by one of his sons, Ajatashatru, who greedily coveted his throne despite being allegedly saved from abandonment as an infant by the paternal generosity of the king. According to local tradition, in 491 BCE, soon after the birth of his own first child, a year later, Ajatashatru was reminded of his father's kindness by his wife and rushed with an axe to free his father from his chains. However, fearing his son meant, in fact, to kill him with the weapon, Bimbisara ingested poison hidden in a ring, and died. The more likely and historically accepted interpretation is that Bimbisara died of starvation in his own son's captivity. Ajatashatru's reign was prematurely ended itself, however, believed to have been himself brutally killed by his son, Udayabhadra, for the bloodied throne in the year 460 BCE. Okay, we'll just move on to the next one. So the next one I'm going to talk about is this man. His name is Sidney Harris Fox. Sidney Harris Fox killed his mother on the very day her life insurance policy was due to expire. Okay, this was 1899 CE. I don't know. I mean, I learned something new every day. I didn't know there were so many letters for back in the day. Okay, he was a British criminal and con man, beginning his criminal life with petty theft, whilst in his early... All right, I got to get the charger. I'm down to 10%. You guys, it's pouring rain again. If it doesn't rain all day, it rains all night. I'm used to it, and I like the rain, and I like the sound of rain, and I don't mind being in the rain. But it's so bizarre to just hear so much rain in the wintertime, which we're heading towards. Okay, so beginning his criminal life with petty theft whilst in his early teens before advancing to check forgery during the First World War, offered immunity from prosecution in return for military service. Fox successfully gained an officer's commission in the Royal Air Force by erroneously claiming to be an old Etonian before being caught continuing to issue fraudulent bank checks and imprisoned for 3 months. Living in poverty, Fox and his mother, Rosalind, survived on a combined 18 shillings per week, the equivalent of $53.75 in 2018. And it's got the little E. Does that stand for euros, you guys? Or is that an L? Now it looks more like an L thing. Well, anyway, habitually cashing worthless checks across Britain, Fox was imprisoned in 1927 for these crimes, and his mother was sentenced to a workhouse upon release. Fox again returned to crime. Well, then, if I think, okay, 1899, so 1 year would be 1900, and then 1927, so he was imprisoned 28 years later for these crimes, and his mother was sentenced to a workhouse. Upon release, Fox again returned to crime, initiating a relationship with a wealthier woman in order to steal her jewelry, and was imprisoned once more until 1929. Oh, so he was imprisoned in 27. That's right. And then again 2 years later, persuading his mother in April 1929 to register a will listing him as her sole beneficiary. Fox also took out a short-term life insurance policy against her accidental death, expiring on October 23rd. On precisely the 23rd of October, 1929, Fox raised the alarm of a fire in their shared hotel suite, and his mother's deceased body was subsequently recovered. Despite a doctor certifying death by suffocation in Fox's account of events, a patch of suspiciously unburnt carpet near the stove resulted in the exhumation of his mother's body for a forensic postmortem. The examination of Rosalind, employing revolutionary new techniques of forensic pathology, revealed, it says busing, boosing. He must be missing the R, and this must be a typo. Anyway, bruising, I'm assuming, on her larynx, and an absence of soot in her lungs, resulting in the medical conclusion that she had been strangled, and the fire set after death. Fox was charged with murder. Yeah, yeah, I used to have Mark one of those, you buy those things and it has birds or rain or thunder or the ocean. Trying to think what else it had. Or a fan or just a white noise. Yeah. It even had like a jungle noise. It really did. With like birds, like they're in the jungle and stuff like that. Um, okay. So he was charged with murder, failing to provide an adequate defense or explanation for his actions. He was hung at Maidstone Jail on April 8, 1930. Okay, the next story. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, hit the like, please. Subscribe if you haven't. Please, I mean, if you want to. Mm-hmm. Okay, Amistrine outlived her husband to become one of the earliest sole female rulers before being drowned by her sons. Wow, that's just sickening. So the date was unknown. She was a Persian princess, the daughter of Oxyathres and the brother of the Persian king Darius III, given in marriage to Craterus by Alexander the Great. Her betrothed decided to marry another woman and in turn arranged for Amistrine to marry Dionysus, the tyrant of Heraclea Pontica. Amistrine and Dionysus were married at Bithynia in 332 BCE, and his wife, she bore him two sons, Clerchus II and Oxythris. After the death of Dionysus in 306 BCE, Amistrine became the sole guardian of their children, remarrying in 302 BCE to Lysimachus. The short-lived marriage rapidly broke apart, and Amistrine returned to Heraclea to govern the city in her own name, an effective ruler by surviving historical accounts. As ruler of Heraclea, Amistrine oversaw the creation of Amistris through the amalgamation of Sesamus, Cromna, Cytorus, and Tium, a city later described by Roman governor Pliny the Younger in 110 CE as a handsome city of great value. However, despite her independent rise to unprecedented power for a woman of her time, Amistrine was drowned by her two sons in 284 BCE. In spite of their unsuccessful marriage, Lysimachus avenged the death of his former wife by executing both Clerchus and Oxythris and assuming control of Heraclea. So the then husband killed the two boys. Wow. So this is Amistrine, a picture of her coin, the first known woman to issue coinage in her own name, appearing on one such coin. This is at the British Museum. It's kind of interesting. This is it. That would be cool to have your face on a coin, I guess. Maybe. Antony Bakeland killed his mother after being forced into an incestuous sexual relationship with the former model. Trigger warning, or I should have said that before. Could somebody put that in the chat for me, please? Okay. Antony Bakeland 1946, was the son of a New York model and socialite Barbara Daly Bakeland and writer Brooks Bakeland. Growing up in a nomadic environment, living and traveling across Europe and North America during his formative years, accompanied by his parents' many extramarital lovers, Antony displayed early signs of increasingly severe mental health problems, not only exhibiting regular symptoms of schizophrenia, for which he was later formally diagnosed, but Antony also possessed paranoid tendencies and engaged in erratic behavior, including several instances in which he threatened his mother with knives. However, due to his father's belief that psychiatry was an immoral profession, Antony was denied access to appropriate medical treatment. Attempting to cure Antony's homosexuality, his mother first hired prostitutes for him, and at some point after divorcing Brooks in 1968, manipulated her son into an incestuous sexual relationship with herself. In July 1972, Antony made his first attempt on his mother's life, trying to throw her under traffic in London, but finding himself too physically weak to do so. Admitted to a private psychiatric hospital, Antony was released soon after his mother's behest. Is that another word for like attempt? Antony was released soon after his mother's behest. Despite the warnings of doctors that he remained a danger, just 2 weeks after his release on November 17, 1972, Antony repeatedly stabbed his mother to death. Confessing his crime to police, Antony was institutionalized at Broadmoor Hospital until July 21, 1980, whereupon he immediately flew to New York City on July 27. Antony attacked his 87-year-old maternal grandmother, Mimi Daly, with a knife, stabbing her 8 times and breaking several bones. Trigger warning. Hi, Lulu. Wow, how are you? How is everybody? Can somebody type trigger warning in here for me? Or maybe I just missed it. He failed and was arrested for attempted murder. Before his trial could commence, Antony committed suicide by plastic bag suffocation on March 20, 1981. Goodness sakes. And then there's one little picture of the woman, Barbara Daly Bakeland, the mother and victim of Antony Bakeland. That was her. Thank you, you guys, for putting trigger warning in. That was her. Boy. Unreal. Rana Kumbha became king after the patricide of his father at the hands of his brothers before being another one? Killed by his own son? What's regicide? Here's a new word we might need to look up, you guys. Patricide is the killing of your dad, matricide, the killing of your mother. But down here we have the word regicide coming up. Regicide. Kumbhakarn, date unknown, popularly known as Rana Kumbha, was the son of Rana Mokal Singh and the ruler of the Mewar Kingdom of Western India between 1433 and 1468 of the Common Era. ascending to the Mewar throne after the assassination of his father by two of his brothers, Chacha and Mara. Kumba's reign is widely depicted as being a successful one, despite being surrounded by regional enemies, triumphantly defending his territory from Muslim invasion in 1443 CE, achieving victory at the Battle of Mandalgar and Banas. Kumba also defeated the combined armies of Malwa and Gujarat and expanded his holdings at the expense of the Nagaur and Marwar kingdoms. Not only a military strategist, erecting 32 of the kingdom's 84 fortresses, Kumba was also an advocate of artistic developments, presiding over a period of celebrated cultural accomplishments. In 1468, Rana Kumba was himself the victim of both patricide and regicide at the hands of his son, Uday. Undoing the great successes of his father under the reign of Uday, much of Mewar territory was captured by its rivals, including by his brother Raimal during a civil war. After just 5 years as king, Uday was killed by a lightning strike in Delhi as he sought to marry his daughter to the Sultan as part of a political alliance. Many commentators of the age believe this unfortunate demise was a karmic act of revenge for his crimes and poor leadership. I see you, 3 Dot. Hi, I just looked at the chat. Warning, warning, I just looked up regicide. It's the killing of a king. Okay. Thank you, Mary Jane. Wow. You know, there's a sororicide, which are sisters, and it's not F. It's not patricide. Patricide is both parents. Parricide is just the father. The brother, you guys, I think is not fraternicide, but well, maybe someone would like to look it up. Okay. Here's another one, which I don't know. I'll read it quick, I guess. King Sennacherib of Assyria was killed by his eldest son after overlooking him for the throne. 740 BCE. Son of Sargon II was king of Assyria from 705 to 681 BC after ascending to the throne of Assyria after his dad died in battle. Ancient sources offer 3 separate dates as Sennacherib's first reigning year, 705, 704, and 703, suggesting the transition was not smooth, with uprisings recorded in Syria, Palestine, and in Babylon during this time. Primarily remembered for his military endeavors, particularly against the kingdoms of Babylon and Judah, Sennacherib sought to ruthlessly and violently conclude the Babylonian problem, wherein the people of the city of Babylon refused to accept Assyrian rule. Sennacherib besieged the ancient city, which after prolonged resistance fell in 689 BCE, whereupon Sennacherib ordered the city utterly destroyed. Even the mound of land upon which the city once stood was erased, with the diverting of the waters from surrounding canals over the site. In addition to his militaristic activities, Sennacherib's reign is widely considered to have been the artistic pinnacle of the Assyrian nation. Among extensive building projects of particular note, Sennacherib oversaw the beautification of the conquered Akkadian capital of Nineveh, including the construction of 50 kilometers of long canal to deliver water to the desert city, and the palace without rival, a wonder considered to have been either a prototype to or the actual hanging gardens of Babylon. Despite these immense successes, Sennacherib was assassinated in 681 BCE. The precise cause of his death is unknown, but it is widely believed that his eldest son was responsible in retribution for Sennacherib naming his youngest Esarhaddon as his successor. The death of Sennacherib was celebrated among Babylonians as divine judgment for the destruction of the sacred city. Okay, now we have one. Wow. I'll show you a picture of this guy after. Guilty of not matricide, John Emil List also committed filicide. Okay. This is the List murders because it just is. He did his entire family. So, committed filicide. So, filicide is his whole family, I'm assuming. What is uxoricide? UXORICIDE. What on earth is that, you guys? This John Emil List committed filicide and uxoricide before going on the run for 18 years to escape justice. Are there cats behind the curtains? No, not this time. Not right now. Pater familia, father. It ends inside. It's not good, says Patricide is killing your brother. Okay, Lulu. I was saying fraternicide, like fratricide. That's where the word frat comes in, right? Wow, you guys, there's too many sides. Oh dear. Wait, what do you mean by a guy named Phil? A guy named Phil is behind my sheet. Sheet is my curtain. You know why? It's light. And we have blinds that come down, but the cats destroy them. And it used to be 15 for new blinds. Now it's, I don't know, 35 or 55 even. Everything's gone up, you know. I hope there's no Phil behind my sheet. I'm on the 3rd floor, thank God. Okay, you guys, John Emil List. He was a mass murderer and one of the United States' most wanted fugitives during his 18-year manhunt. Filicide, homicide, sua. I don't know how to spell uxoricide. You did it, Mary Jane. That's how you spell it. UXORICIDE. Oh, it is? Uxoricide is when you kill your wife? You guys, this is weird. Isn't this weird? You know, it's just weird. Okay, so he was, during his 18-year manhunt, born in Bay City, Michigan. List served in both World War II and the Korean War before settling down as an accountant and marrying Helen Morris Taylor. Helen Taylor was a war widow and an alcoholic, with a child, Brenda, from a previous marriage to a deceased soldier. Put a 1 in chat, please, if you've heard of John List, who I thought kind of stupidly now when I think about it, was a serial killer, right? But no, he just killed his family. So he's a, what's the word again? Filicide. He did filicide. Filicide has to be family. Mark Klein never has. Gene Warren has. Hi, Rapper. Yeah, I mean, this was in the 70s. Okay, so on November 9, 1971. Nope, three dot? Okay, on November 9, 1971, List, Murdered, his entire immediate family, starting by shooting his, trigger warning. Hi, Bella B. Nope, never. You neither, huh? Starting by shooting his mother in the face and wife in the back of the head. I saw pictures, you guys, of the entire family together. DEAD. Why am I spelling that? Anyway, yeah, horrific. Because I think he put him in some kind of pit or something, but we'll read on, we'll find out. And I ran across this like 5 years ago or so. Okay, List waited until his daughter and youngest son returned from school before killing them in an identical fashion to their mother. I'm going to lower my voice a little so my kids, even though they're grown adults, don't have to hear me through the wall. But they have headphones and stuff, but still, I don't, Oh gosh. After making himself lunch, he makes himself lunch. First, he kills his mom and his wife. Then he makes lunch. He waits for his son and his daughter to come home from school. He kills them the same way. List then drove his eldest son home from soccer. Gosh, you guys, I didn't know these details. I didn't. So I'm pretty shocked, along with a lot of you. Before shooting him repeatedly in the chest. Is there a trigger warning in the think of your life as a roller coaster? That's exactly what it is, three dot. Especially my emotions. I can be giggling and fine 1 minute and crying. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear the wind? Someone's garbage is blowing around out there. I hear cans and stuff. Okay, this is horrible. Having written letters to work and his children's school saying that the family was going on holiday, providing himself with a month's head start before the bodies were discovered. List carefully cut himself out of each family photograph in the house and disappeared. What a flippin' weirdo. And I don't know, I think he might be a pastor, but I'm going to keep reading, okay? Thank you, Mary Jane. Thank you. You need the ups to keep the ride going. Man, I haven't been on a roller coaster like a real one since I was 10 in Peony Park in Nebraska, when my dad used to live there a long time ago. Periodic positive story to break up the downer stories. Yeah. I mean, these are these are pretty much downers too, but the missing, because there's no closure and crap, I don't know. It was almost making me feel a little depressed. Because my daughter's going to be on her own someday. She's 19. It's not like she's like all established and married and has kids and whatever, she's only 19. Oh gosh. God forbid my son has his own place someday. He's way too trusting. He thinks he can handle it. I know he can't. I don't tell him that, though. In the past, when he had his own place for 10 days, he could have handled it if he had just stayed. But all right. Assuming, oh, you're kidding. He assumed a new identity, you guys. I didn't know this. Of Robert Peter Clark. List remarried in 1985. Okay, so he killed his family in 72, so 82, 3, 4, 5. 13 years later, he remarries. And then he was apprehended on June 1st, 1989 in Virginia. That's funny, 3 dot. Mark Klein. That's the thing. You need the, yeah. Spider-Man. That's funny. Okay, so in 1989 in Virginia, he got apprehended on June 1st after a neighbor recognized him from a chance airing of List on the then new television program, America's Most Wanted. And I think that's where I saw him, but then maybe the first time, but then like he was on Unsolved Mysteries or something just a few years ago. After learning of his true identity, his second wife, Dolores Miller Clark, filed immediately for divorce. Can you imagine how scared she must have been? Good grief. Charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder. List defended his actions, citing financial problems and that his family was falling away from God. I knew there was some kind of, maybe he wasn't a pastor, but I'm going to keep reading. He contested that by killing them, he had ensured their souls a place in heaven. Rejecting his defense of medical incompetency, List was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He died in custody at St. Francis Medical Center in Trenton, New Jersey on March 21st, 2002. I thought he was still on the run. There's someone out there, some other man that I believe killed his whole family and has never been found, you guys. Who on earth is that? Anyway, here's a picture of List when he's older. Sorry about my tremors. I gotta brace my arms on something. All right, we've looked at him long enough. We're all gonna have nightmares if we look at him too long. Terrible. Wow. Okay. Okay, so we could add these to 101 ways to die. Here's a kind of an unknown. Fun to follow your journey lives. Well, you know what I was thinking too, like honestly, I'm not just saying this, because I like Jimmy and I like Dolly Vision and I'm a supporter. I think he's going to get this for some reason. Like there's just there hasn't been any hesitation in my mind, ever since I found out he was going for it. For one, he really wants it, right? For two, this isn't his first try, like he said. And for three, he's got that quirky, great, quick-witted, right, personality. And four, he's strong. He knows, jujitsu and all these things. I hope he throws that out there in 3 minutes, because that'll give him an idea of, what he used to be interested in and whatnot. So, but the other person I was like, it just dawned on me when he was like walking through the doors or whatever. but he can't do it because I think he says he's not on the run, but I don't really know, is Ernie Shell. He's super strong, he's fit. He's definitely has survivor skills. He's been in caves for days at a time. Wouldn't that be interesting? That's another person I think that would get it like that. Him and Jimmy, like, they're going to pick him as the old guy character. Well, he's don't they pick people up in even their 60s, like 65? And some of those men, maybe it's because they're so skinny and everything, within a few days they look even older. But Jimmy's only like 48. Yeah, so and like if he doesn't get it this year, he'll probably try again, won't he? I would think. Okay. Kashyapa, the first of Sri Lanka, killed his father by sealing him inside a wall. That's just horrific. Before being overthrown by his half-brother and the rightful heir. Kashyapa, date unknown, was the second king of the Mauryan dynasty of Sri Lanka, ruling as King Sinhala from 473 to 495 CE. Although the eldest son of King Datsuena, as Kashyapa was not the son of a royal consort, instead of a non-royal concubine. His younger brother Moggallana was the rightful heir to the throne. Dissatisfied by this arrangement, Kashyapa formed an alliance with the commander of the royal army, Megara, and initiated a palace coup to overthrow his father in 473 CE. Misled that Datsuena had hoarded a vast treasure upon realization that the supposed wealth was a technologically advanced irrigation tank, Kashyapa killed his father by entombing him inside a wall. Following this event, Kashyapa was popularly known as Pithru Gadahaka Kashyapa, the Patricide. Despite a prolonged period as ruler, during which time the impressive Sigiriya citadel, an elaborate surrounding city, was constructed for his capital, Kashyapa's half-brother Moggallana never capitulated, choosing instead flight into exile, and in 495 CE returned to Sri Lanka with an army to claim his rightful throne. In the resultant battle, Moggallana's army proved victorious, and in defeat, Kashyapa threw himself upon his own sword. Okay, so Moggallana's army, wasn't that his brother or his half-brother, proved victorious, and in defeat, Kashyapa threw himself upon his own sword. So we have another way to die beyond 101. Being entombed in a wall, throw yourself on a sword. Good grief. Okay. The inspiration for the Amityville horror, Ronald DeFeo Jr. Jimmy probably knows all about this, and many other people that have seen this movie, maybe, where it derived from. I haven't seen it. Part of me wants to see something really scary now because so many of you have, and you're all kicking and fine, and I don't think having nightmares. Yeah. Swordicide. Are you just saying that, Mark, or are you joking around? I mean, are you joking around just saying that, or is that really a thing? Swordicide. Maybe it is. If you didn't mess with me, I would think you were sick. Still warming up your coffee in the microwave. Naughty, naughty. No, it's right here and it's already flippin' lukewarm. Okay, be nice. Let's be nice, please, Rapper. Or is Rob or Green Goblin? You guys call him Gobby. That's kind of cute. Do you like that name? Rapper, you like Gobby also? Okay, you guys. So he killed his mother and father along with his two brothers and sisters. So it's based off a real true situation, you guys. F scary. Ronald DeFeo Jr., 1951, is an American mass, Murderer. There's a picture of him too, you guys, Ronald DeFeo Jr. I'll show it at the end. He loves it. I just think it's cute, Gobby. He's responsible for the deaths of 6 immediate family members: his mother, Louise DeFeo, father, Ronald DeFeo Sr., sisters, Dawn and Allison, and brothers, Mark and John Matthew. On the evening of November 13, 1974, a panicked DeFeo so he was born in 1951? Because apparently this happened in the 70s. Okay, on the evening of November 13, 1974, Panic DeFeo entered Henry's Bar in Amityville, Long Island, New York. See, I didn't even know where Amityville was, and I asked a long time ago on, was it in chat or was it on panel? Anyway, and I was thinking it was like in the Carolinas or something. I don't know. But it's Long Island, New York, shouting, "You got to help me! I think my mother and father are shot." Police investigation at their shared residence identified the bodies of 6 members of the DeFeo family, all shot with a .35 caliber lever action Marlin 336C rifle. The parents had been shot twice, whilst the children were killed by a single shot. Initially placed under police protection due to DeFeo's claim of the killings being okay, you guys. First I thought it was like a dog yelping. I think I heard a female going, "Wah, wah, wah, wah," and it's not a baby sound. Oh gosh, I just don't know. Stopped. Initially placed under police protection due to DeFeo's claim of the killings being mob-related, investigators quickly suspected the truth, and he confessed the following day, telling detectives, "Once I started, I just couldn't stop. It went so fast." Charged for the killings of his family members, at trial, DeFeo pleaded insanity, claiming he killed them all in self-defense. Do you guys know this story? How far away is the closest roller coaster amusement park? I was just going to instantly say Seattle, but I don't think I don't think there is one there. That's a really good question. I'm 2 hours from Seattle. I mean, is there anything like that even in Seattle? Oh gosh, in self-defense, he says after he heard their voices plotting to kill him, rejecting this defense after psychiatric evaluation and finding it implausible given the youngest victim, John Matthew, was only 9 years old. DeFeo was found guilty and sentenced to 25 years to life. Why would it be 25 to life? Why wouldn't it be 6 life terms? See, maybe things have gotten more stringent or whatever. Yeah, that's weak. As the year. Okay, you guys. DeFeo was, oh, I already said that. Well, anyway, 25 years to life. He currently resides at the Sullivan Correctional Facility in New York with all requests for parole denied. Now, these stories were written in 2018. Hi, Sean B. You find many, well, me too, Bandana. I like all these kind of stories because I've never heard of them. I've never seen the movie Amityville Horror Story or whatever it's called, and it's based off this one. I mean, this DeFeo guy. But maybe he's not alive anymore. Ronald DeFeo's mugshot, taken November 14, 1974, right here. Wow. See underneath Ronald DeFeo's mugshot, taken. What's the lighting is? Are you trying to give Paper Cut a heart attack, Dave? What did he say? The real, honest, non backstabbing white family. Hello, guys. How's everyone doing? It's so funny to read these things and then thank you for coming over. I'm upstate. Hi. Yeah, I had to get off the missing people after a couple of days of it. It was just sort of the ones with no closure were I don't know, like I mean, I've never been through it, but instead of wondering where they are and wondering if they're being hurt still or whatever, I would want some closure after a while. Oh, you watch a lot of scary paranormal stuff, Mary Jane? Not me. I've never even seen Poltergeist. The last scary movie I saw, literally, I've said it a million times, is Halloween when I was 16. To me, that was horror. Horrible horror. Is that where the name horror came from? Horrible horror. I don't know. Okay. Um, I'm. I always want to see the victims. Kind of. It's not a. It's not really the best thing. But Ronald DeFeo. Uh, Let me type in Ronald DeFeo. Who in chat has seen the Amityville horror story? I guess what? Put a 1 in here if you have. Oh. Oops, what's happening? Oh, good grief. To record audio, deny. All righty then. I'm kind of surprised, you guys, that none of us have heard. I mean, I get notifications that none of us have heard. Oh, thank you for subscribing, the real, honest, non-backstabbing white family. Thank you. You're helping me inch up to 1,000. I guess I'll go monetized. People are saying I can get super chats, and then it's kind of easier if someone wants to help me out in that way. Because in all honesty, with all these pets I have, yeah, I could use the help. Mostly with like litter and cat food. And I'm not grifting. I'm just saying, like, you know, I feel like I have everything I need, you know. Tell a dirty joke. I only know the mushroom one. Oh, look at all the ones. Bella, Jean, Honey. Okay, so all 4 of you anyway have seen the story. Um oh, it says Ronald DeFeo last words. Maybe he died. Thank you, Bella B. Thank you. Wow, that's nice, you guys. Thanks for subscribing. Um okay. Oh, man, he looks a little like Charles Manson. I'm not even kidding. Especially, I mean, oh, God, there's this family. Uh,
Hey, Mom.
what?
Whenever I spit,
Yeah, My son has like an earache that comes and goes, so we're going to keep an eye on it. Hey, hi, Demetrius. Oh, okay. You lost my phone number? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure Parker's been wondering why he hasn't heard from you. You know, you always say hi and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw the movie Amityville Horror Story. Is that what it's called? Anyway, this guy, Ronald DeFeo, killed his whole family. And this is what the movie was based on, apparently. And he only got 25 to life, but he keeps getting turned down, thankfully, for his parole things. Here's his family, you guys. Look at that. He looks a lot like his mother. Same eyebrows, same eyes. There's his dad, 2 sisters, and 2 brothers. Good grief, you guys. It's just too sad. Oh, it says the ages. So he was 23. Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr., 23. Anos was 2? Senior Ronald DeFeo was 43. Oh, Anos is just an, that's just the word in condenado a cenar. Is that Spanish? Condenado, yeah, it's got to be. Okay, Anos is probably the word for number or something. Okay, Dawn was 18. Allison was 13. Louise May, his mother, was 42. Mark was 12. That's the number 6 picture there. And then number 7, he was 9. 7, 9, 12, and 18. Oofda. Wow. Good grief. It's just incredible to me. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that's the kind of guy that I used to kind of like. That look. I mean, not that people really care, but this black and white one of him, you know, the dark eyes and the, you know, whatever. I'm so weird when I talk about who I think is which serial killers were good looking back in the day. Okay, apparently this is him um, in 2018, maybe when these stories were written. I'm surprised he's still alive. I mean, you know, I'm surprised someone didn't off him in prison. He must have been really, yeah, I mean, he is, Demetrius, he is sociable. He wants to be, but he's being sort of picked on in these Xbox things. He was invited to a party, and he told me as soon as he got in there, he was blocked. And I said, is this, were you invited by someone you've been talking to that's been nice to you? And he said yes, but then it kind of turned out it wasn't. It was someone that, you know, he felt he had to report someone for being so not nice. And I told him, don't report, just don't bother with it, you know, for the words. And then a friend of this guy invited him into the party, and they're just treat him like shit. And I told him, I said, you need to just stay off these, what are they called? Forums, platforms, whatever, and just stick with your friends, and I tell him, don't give any information away. Don't, tell him you're on SSI. Don't even let him know like what state you're in. Don't, who knows who's out there. But it's fine. Yeah, you don't, you know. Oh, no. I mean, he gets cold easily, so he's constantly putting clothes or socks or something in the darn dryer. But takes a lot of baths to like warm up. But I try to tell him, you're cold when you get out, and he probably stays cold for a while. And so, you know, he could just be in a robe right now or pajama bottoms, which, you know what I mean? But you had Parker come in for a debut. Well, he's been on Demetrius's live in the past for like a good, 45 minutes, Demetrius? A good, when was that? 6 months ago? Yeah. The only thing I worry about, Mary Jane, is if he doesn't look and a cat jumps in there. Now, our bigger ones that are a little older, like 12 years and whatnot, I don't think they will. But when I let the kittens run around out there, I mean, we got to be, you got to be really on the ball, watching all the time. Oh, God. Excuse me. Yeah, see? But you took that channel down, right, Demetrius? Okay, well, and here, how bizarre, you guys, to just like, okay, I guess he has terminal illness. Look at him as a little boy. Look how cute he was. And then that's what he looked like when he did his assassinations, and what, he's sick with something. Terminal illness. It ain't happening no more. What isn't happening? Your channel? Your channel? What? Are you kidding? Good grief, you guys. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not even going to show these. There's actually a wheelchair next to one of his brother or sister's beds. And I'm looking at a crime scene photo, you guys. I'm not going to show it. For one, it's just too horrific. Of someone on their bed after being shot. Arms are up like this, they're on the pillow. And it looks like it's not one of the younger boys. Maybe one of the, oh God, you guys. How can they leave this stuff on an iPad? How can they do this? How on earth can they do this? I mean, I almost feel like crying. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Oh God. Hang on. Good grief. Look. Jesus. I mean, when you're seeing the real thing, I've only seen some of the pictures like these, maybe like what's his face? The guy that was on Hogan's Heroes. Those were really graphic. I didn't show those either. And then the only other time I saw homicide victims was, well, the first time ever I saw like dead body kind of things, of course, was the war, right? Black and white photos. And the second time was the Holocaust, that I watched in my 30s. And now these. And what they're doing is they're throwing even the BTK killers' victims' photos in here. God. Okay, I can't look at it anymore. Oh, good grief. The black and white ones, they're bad enough, but the colored ones are, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. Are you serious? Now they're showing the entrance to Ted Bundy's cellar. Ugh. Thank God he got executed, you guys. So glad he's a goner. The fuck? Excuse my language. All right. Good grief. You guys, how do they allow this stuff on here? How do they allow it? How? Okay. We gotta go. Thanks for coming over, Demetrius. Stay safe. Oof. Okay. All right. I think while I'm at it, I'm going to try to find a little video on the Amityville horror stories. Oh, see, he did die at the age of 69. Ronald DeFeo. You guys, recently, sort of, March 15th, 2021, at the age of 69, died in prison. Oh my goodness. Just 2 years ago, you guys. Did I piss someone off? I don't think I did. Okay, here's quite a few. Wait, did I even say my thing, you guys? Is he on right now? Hi, can I kick it? I haven't gotten a notification. I don't think he's on. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. So this is 16 minutes long. I'm going to mute it in case I don't want to. This is bizarre, but I'm going to play it. See what you guys think. Warning, the following program contains scenes of death. I don't think they're real scenes. If they are, I'll stop them. Oops.
see the end coming. A terrible, beautiful.
What's going on? Ugh, you guys, I'm so sorry. It's ridiculous. It's not what I wanted. Okay, we'll see how this one goes. It's 16 minutes.
Of murders that befell a Long Island family that included children and one family member being
Trigger warning.
Deaths seemingly as cruel as they were senseless. The tragic events of that early morning would lead to bizarre future paranormal activities in the home that would be condemned as haunted. Several films documented these paranormal activities entering into folklore, but this film will focus on the murders and leave the ghost stories for another time.
I'm up to 173. Read it. Great.
For decades, the Amityville horror has captivated audiences. A scary movie about a haunted house that forced a family to flee after a month. This film has inspired many people to seek out the real Long Island home behind the eerie tale. But often lost in the shuffle is the brutal crime that supposedly made the house haunted.
Oops. Yikes.
The real-life horror story began on November 13th.
Oh, you guys, sorry.
One 23-year-old man named Ronald DeFeo Jr.
Why are they showing?
Shot his parents and his 4 younger siblings while they slept in their Amityville, New York home. Explore the events preceding those murders.
Do you guys want to see this? He's on now? Hold on. He's on now. Yeah, it's too darn graphic. I'm so sorry. He's on. All right, you guys, I'm shutting down. 2 hours. Thanks for coming over to PCT is Extreme. I love you guys. Hit the like and subscribe if you'd like to. Thank you. Love you guys. Thanks for letting me know. Can I kick it? Thanks, you guys. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks, all of you. Love you guys.